Hello and welcome. I'm Jan. This is the Salzmeister channel, and I'm glad you tuned in, or maybe just stumbled upon this video, because this is my first video, so maybe it just got washed up in your feed and or just showed up on the front page of YouTube, or maybe you searched something similar to the title and it just showed up. But anyways, I'm glad you're here. And you might ask yourself, what is this whole thing about? And all this video series, what is this about, Jan? Why you here? Glad you're asking. And let me just explain. This video is, or this whole channel will be about gaming in the main focus, and maybe some IT content, because that's my profession. But I think on the main focus will be about gaming. Games like sim racing, or in this particular case iRacing, and on the other hand maybe just some strategy games like Stellaris or Crusader Kings, or maybe some StarCraft, I know, and maybe some RPGs like Witcher, but first and foremost in this particular case about sim racing. And I've always fancied some good old sim racing, or some racing in general, like many from, let's say, the 90s and 2000s generation. Growing up watching Formula One, I really enjoyed the screaming sounds of the V10s and Michael Schumacher fighting. That pronounced that very English. Michael Schumacher. It's called Michael Schumacher, man. And Michael Schumacher fighting with Mika Häkkinen and Alonso and other drivers, and that's great time in Formula One. And after that, growing interest for the GT3s and the endurance championships, endurance racing a little more, and on the Nürburgring, the Nürburgring Langstreckenmeisterschaft, how we say in German. Very great racing. 24 hours, also great racing. I really enjoyed that. And over the time, I thought about here and then starting iRacing. And starting YouTube in general. In February, I bought iRacing. And after a few races, I thought, well, let's just show the world how Rookie does, and documenting this whole experience and putting it on YouTube and share it with you. I hope this will be great fun for me and you as well. And as I said in the intro, I'm new, so if you got any tips and tricks upon your sleeve, or just want to say hello, show up in the comments, say hello. Will say hello to you as well, and I'll be happy that someone interacts with me or says hello in general. You know how this YouTube thing works. And just another info for you, the other intro, although there will be another video with the intro in German, because I'm from Germany. German is my native tongue, so I will record it in German and in English, so everyone's included on this platform. And also I get to practice my English a little bit. I hope it's not too bad. Let's just jump into the iRacing UI, and you can see where we are right now. Yeah, there we are. Nice. That worked. I'm still trying to figure out how. I just want to set up all these things. As you can see, I've already done some races on Laguna Seca and Summit Point Raceway. If you want to have a little summary of all those, I can put that up. Just let me know. And also, just in general, I just have this intro, and after that I will cut to the race with a little commentary maybe, and a conclusion after the race. If you want to see the qualifying or the hot lap, just let me know. Back to the UI, you can see I have done a few races. I've accumulated a little bit of safety ratings, so I'm trying to get out of the rookies here, and after that just work up all those things in general, work up the Formula cars as well, work up the sports cars. There's also a feature I really like about iRacing, You can say it's a little negative side because in ACC you get to start the GT3s, but in, let's say, in normal life you would just start in GT3. It's way too powerful. Way too great car. You would start in karting or in other things as well, like the Mazda MX-5, which is great racing, great fun, I think. Yeah, so I will start that, and after that some Formula cars, and yeah, that's basically it. So I'll see you in the race. Till then. Hello and welcome back to the race. Production Jan here with the English commentary for you. Yeah, at that moment I was actually a little bit confused and nervous because I'm standing way more in front at the top of the grid, and I wasn't expecting that because my 140.1 time, I thought that's not that great because in practice I achieved more like the 139s. And there, as you can see, quick turn on of the car because I forgot that already. At some point in ACC was a bit embarrassing. And yeah, off we go. The start, as you can see, was rather bad or horrific, put it what you want. Going up to the first corner and going into the corner, yep, and getting turned around. But in the end, could have been worse. Yeah, was facing the right direction and able to continue. No damage after all, but just not trying to waste the car in the next corner. So, and going through corner 3 here, I just thought, well, do your best and try to catch the pack. And as we come through the corner, we can see there are already 2 cars off the track. So, the mission for this whole thing now was kind of the recovery drive. And furthermore, just keep your head low, keep yourself out of any incidents, keep it clean. Which is actually a kind of good idea for any rookie because you want to, or in my case, I just want to prove my safety rating, so I don't want to do more of those crashes. Yeah, and we're already back on the back straight. And there are the other cars, so they're not that complete. They're not gone that far. Coming up through this chicane here, and the second corner, and as we can see, there's another car just off track. So we just now catch half of the field back in the first lap. Now we're in lap 3. Going through the chicane, and we're slowly but surely catching those guys ahead. Number 7 there with a little moment, going a little bit too deep, maybe a bit too fast through the first corner. And as I just said, we're slowly but surely catching those drivers in front as they are, let's say, busy with themselves or busy fighting each other. And we're trying just to stay close through those fast corners, but also following safely, not wasting the car or punting someone off track. You can always do that, but do it on the last lap. No, don't do it. And as we go through the chicane, we can see there is another car off track, and that guy was rather unlucky. He just went straight ahead, completely punted the car into the barrier, lost its front, lost its suspension, and he had to go back to the pits. But he was able to continue, but those moments always suck. Yeah, and as you can see, I was closing in to those cars, but I really had to be calming myself down a bit because I was seeing, or put it that way, I'm able to close in, but I have to be careful not to overdrive the car or, let's say, wanting too much, going through the corners or stepping into the accelerator too fast, putting the power down too fast and turn the car around, but that's, yeah. I guess that's the thing, following the other cars, being careful with those things. And we're coming up to the chicane again, and actually in this moment I really thought I will get a cut for that, as I was really close to the cone there, or the cones on the middle part of the chicane, but I was extracting as much space of the road there as I can to catch those guys, because those guys in front, they were constantly fighting for position, and I tried to get something out of that for myself, and I'm closing in on them and also braking a bit better than them into or through this corner, getting the power down nice and early in this case, taking a good amount of speed through that corner. Now trying to force a little bit of a move by going a little bit of another line there, and actually it worked because he went wide, number 7 went wide, going through the inside, but as you can see, I put the power down in this case too early, getting the wheel spin and need to catch the car, which enables number 7 to dive up inside, and I tried the same move like in the first corner, doing the little switch back, but now we are coming through those three fast left-handers, followed up by the slow right corner, trying to take a very tight line through that, and then getting on the power as well as you can. But we both, number 7 and I, we both need to brake, because the car in front, the what color is that? Let's say black, blue, and red, was a little bit slow there. We both had to get off the throttle there, and I was able to get alongside him in the back straight, braking a little bit early for the chicane, getting a little bit better run through the second part, but as you can see right now, it's very difficult on that part to squeeze yourself through there, and still in the back of my head, I don't want to force a crash, or being the part produces the crash. Yeah, and we're coming now through start finish again for lap 6. Still trying to catch those guys ahead, and now trying to take a more tight line than those guys in front, and actually forcing the guy besides me off track, getting very good acceleration. And this is where I think that I have maybe been a bit too careful in my defense. I could have gone more for the inside line there, but as I already said, I don't want to be the producing part of the crash, or the active part. So just trying to race it safe. Still great fun trying to take the tight line through this corner, and I think I always felt on this part I'm a little bit faster than them, but at least keep it clean. And now we come through the chicane, as you saw, and he went wide, and I got more speed through there, but as the way that the corner works, you're drawn out to the curb, and his car was simply in the way. I couldn't just drive through that guy. I mean, you can, but that's not nice. You don't do that. So there was no way for me just going through there, or going through him, so I had to back it a little bit off and try next lap. And we're coming now through the last corner again, going for start finish for lap 7. And I'm getting a little bit of a draft here, closing in on him. And I thought, you know what, maybe you go for more direct line on the curb, but that sadly unsettles my car a bit. And I had to be a little bit more careful there, just put it that way, not throwing the car away. Maybe you have your own experience with that curb through practice, going too fast over it, or will result A, in a penalty for cutting the corner, or B, it will just throw your car around. You will hit the wall or something like that. Staying close to those fast left-handers, then the right-hander again, trying to take the tight line just as before, and putting down the power to close in on those, trying my very best to get through there. And I'm a little bit faster there and trying to catch them because they're still fighting. And I was kind of hoping that they, well, maybe not go for a crash or something like that, but something I can get myself in and get a profit out of that. And that actually happened because they were busy fighting and he went too deep and had to go off the pedals there, of the throttle, which leads to me getting by in the penultimate corner and now being ahead actually in the last corner and start finish, which means he gets the draft now and he can follow. And again, I think maybe in hindsight I should have gone to the inside, but yeah, I still kind of think I thought, you know what, you got turned around on corner number 1. Don't do that again, please. Leave me alone. No, just kidding. Yeah. And now we're on the last lap and I'm really trying to get this guy and going a bit on the power too early, which unsettles the car, but I'm still trying to keep it close. Still trying to get as close as I can and also trying to take the tighter line here, and I'm able to go faster than him, putting the power down again, but yeah, the chicane is too tight and yeah, as I said, be careful with a cut. Which is particularly sad because there was a car going off track, as we can just see in front, just got back on track. The other 2 guys in front who were in front of me, those 2 guys are able to pass now. Without the cut I could have passed too, but all in all you can say I wanted too much, trying to overdrive the car, got the cut. It now happens again, but yeah, all in all I think a solid, okay-ish recovery drive. And I'll see you back. Here we are. Welcome back after the race and the UI, as you can see. But before we go through all this stuff here, just have a little short summary, video summary of the whole crashes. Maybe you've been here for that. Just a short summary of that. And I'll see you back in a minute. So we're going in directly and starting with my crash, or my little event in the first corner. Actually I think the number 1 car that's touching me right in there didn't see me at all, or was just seeing me very late at that point. Yeah, but just a little unlucky start incident, I think. Lucky that I could continue, but a little sad I had to let the whole field going through, but that's racing, I guess. And we're just jumping to the next one. Jumping straight after my incident to number 6, right after the start. Corner 3, Hasseröder. Going a little wide, but also getting touched by number 1. And turns around. And we're just going to see it right now. There's another car making friends with the wall, and we're switching over to that as well. Also, after the start, as you've seen in the other clip or in the other event before this, just going wide, touching the grass on the acceleration, loses its car, his or her car. And yeah, it's the wall, unfortunately. Actually, as I was going by there, the yellow student driver car, I thought the race for this driver was over, actually, because there was a lot of white smoke, but luckily they were able to continue. Coming up to the next event, we have this long straight with a little chicane after that. Late on the brakes, going a bit deep in the first corner, then I guess a bit too fast on the accelerator after the second corner. And that's yeah, as in my case, that's very unlucky to have something like this happening in the first lap. I mean, it's always unlucky, but you have to let the whole field going through, man. That's just so unlucky. But in this case, also happy for him that he can continue the race. Jumping to round number 3 on the number 4 car in the chicane, going a bit too fast, getting a little situation there, trying to counter steer, but it snaps back at him, and unfortunately he just goes through the gravel into the wall. And as you can see, the car is a little bit hinged to one side, or hanging to one side, and yeah, as we will see in the next chicane, unfortunate for this driver, the front suspension on the right hand side is completely done. The car not even turning completely, but after a trip to the pits, this driver was able to continue, and we're jumping to the next one. And again, we're jumping to the chicane, but this time on the last lap. Also trying to get too much out of this last corner after this chicane, and unfortunately for this driver, he just was going through the grass, losing the traction, tries to go back, and that's very painful. Being on the grass, you can't put down the the pedal too much because you will lose the car again. And I was in the back there. Very unfortunate for me having the black flag or the warning to slow down, because I was having a little cut event there in the last, or in the part in the chicane with the cones, the red cones. If you cut them, you get the cut and the warning, and I had to slow down, otherwise I would have been able, like the other two drivers there, passing this car on the straight. But yeah, good for this driver that he was able to continue. And that's it. Yep. So let's have a look, or a little conclusion. Actually, I'm quite okay, or okayish, with this race, particularly if you get turned around in the first corner. I had a miserable start. It was very dreadful. As I said, I really need to work on those. I have 2 clutch pedals on my Aztec wheel, but still getting used to it. So I'm still working out the whole double clutch, 1 clutch start in iRacing. But yeah, I have to maybe go into one of those practice sessions and just practice all those starts. But I had worse, but could be better, of course. And also, to be fair, I thought about it in the race. I really thought, oh, this could be close, and hopefully I won't get punted on the back. Yeah, but I guess that's a little racing incident, because that's the whole start drama. Everyone wants to gain the positions, but all in all, I'm very, not very happy, but I'm happy. Good recovery drive, you can say it, or damage limitation. Furthermore, I'm the only rookie licensed driver in this whole thing. Let's have a short look over all this. The strength of field was 1363. I gained 11 or 011 iRating, or 011 iRating, not iRating, safety rating. Which is not too bad, I think. Or if I have a look here, stayed out of most of the trouble. And to be fair, I think I could have been way more aggressive in defending or attacking the other driver I was chasing, but I really wanted to keep it clean. Was a little unfortunate in the last lap. I just tried to get too much out of the chicane, and yeah, just cut it a little bit, and needed to step down from the gas pedal there. But in that case, just tried it, was the last lap, so I'm not too frustrated about that. Yeah, of course, you gotta say, I've been a little bit lucky. The whole field of drivers was clashing and punting itself on themselves off the track. So, but it's also part of the game. So you gotta keep it clean, or keep your head maybe from time to time head low and just drive through that all of the chaos and have the positive outcome for yourself there. So it's also the part of that. And yeah, that's basically it. I can just have a short look here on the event log, and there I am. Oh, this lap graph and the lap chart. Yeah, the incident, the first corner. Yeah, that happens. That can happen. The most important thing, I guess, in this kind of thing is that you just keep the cool head and continue driving. Yeah, so if you have any tips and tricks regarding the starts in the Mazda or in any other car, or no YouTube video where someone explains that whole thing very good, write me a short message. Or if you have any let's say advice following other cars cleanly. And yeah, if I think about it, in one of two situations, I really since when I got ahead of the other driver, I really could have defended way more harder, I guess. I really could have, in the third corner, Hasselröder, I think, I could have really put my car more in the middle in the braking zone, so to compromise this line. But I really want to keep it clean because I got punted one time, and I don't want to risk that again in this race. So, yeah. But yeah, as I said, I think it's all in all an okay result. So I'm not too sad about that or frustrated about it. I got back the 6th place. Could have been the 5th, maybe. Could have maybe been faster than that guy. Since I got the fastest lap, in a few corners, I thought I was closing the gap, but he was also battling another driver, having a little fight. But yeah, I thought I maybe could have been a little bit faster. Yeah, and that's the part in endurance racing, in the long races, you can maybe say, yeah, just let me pass and go behind me, and I will pull you along. But in those short races, every position counts, so that's completely fair. He just wasn't giving it up. but that's the thing I was thinking in a few corners. So just let me pass, and I'm faster than you. But that's also part of the deal. Now you got to fight for the position in those short races. So fair enough. Yeah. All in all, I'm not too sad about this. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great weekend, great day, or whatever. From wherever you're looking, have a great few days. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you back on track. Until then, bye.